You write about Mitt Romney's very chilly reception at the 2021 Republican convention here in Utah, getting booed very loudly, even pausing his speech for a minute to ask a woman if she's embarrassed about booing. But what type of reception do you feel Romney has or has received over the last few years from local leaders here in the Republican Party? Because you mentioned a lot about his relationship with national leaders. What about locally here?
Well, when he first ran for Senate, local Republicans were mostly excited about it. Orrin Hatch himself was the one who suggested to Mitt Romney that he should run for his seat. He had a lot of support among institutional Republicans in the state, who I think were excited by the prospect of having a heavy hitter representing the state. Um, I think a lot of those relationships have soured in the years since. Not all of them, but after he voted to convict Donald Trump in the first impeachment trial, he told me about a trip back to Utah he took right after that vote. And, the way he put it to me was, it's time to face the music. I know Republicans in Utah are going to be mad at me, and I owe it to them to give them my explanation and to hear them out. And he had a meeting with some state legislators who just kind of tore into him for being, unsupportive of Donald Trump, for being disloyal to the Republican cause. And, I think he took it in stride. He understood that people would be mad at him. It was ultimately a decision of conscience for him. And I think he wishes that more of his fellow Utah Republicans could see what he believes, which is that Donald Trump's brand of republicanism is essentially a pollution of true conservative values. But he hasn't succeeded in bringing a lot of his fellow Republicans along to that point of view.
And one of those lawmakers that tore into him, Representative Mike Schultz, who very well could be the next Speaker of the House here in Utah, and he seemed upset both by Romney's what he called disloyalty to conservative principles, as well as not inviting him to a fundraiser.
That's right. Romney said that, in this meeting at first, the, Schultz kind of laid out all of these issues he had with Romney as a political leader, and then sort of let slip this alternative reason that he was mad at Romney, which is that his campaign had held a fundraiser in his neighborhood and Schultz wasn't invited. And Schultz, demanded to know why he hadn't been invited. And Romney kind of answered coldly, "I didn't know who you were," which, as you can imagine, probably didn't go over too well